Hello and welcome to the update on the House election. We're one day away from the midterm elections. I will have my final predictions out by tomorrow. It's going to have all three in one, the House, Senate, and governor races in a election night video. So let's get started. I already put in the safe Republican and safe Democrat seats. There's 16 in the toss-up column. We're going to start out with the likely Republican states. Texas. Ted Cruz is going to win this race around a 6.5% to 7%. Polls show between a 4 and 10%, so I win in the middle and with a 6.5% to 7%. Another one would be North Dakota. Kevin Cramer, and polls shows between a 10 and 18-point lead. I think he's going to win this around a 11%. In the state of Tennessee, after the Kavanaugh trial, Marsha Blackburn had soared in the polls. Phil Bredesen was leading before, and now Marsha Blackburn's going to win this around a 6% or 5.5% to Phil Bredesen. So Republicans have retaken the Senate. There's 13 still in the toss-up column. We're going to move into the likely Democrat states. Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin will beat Leigh Vukmir around a 6% here. It's been a little narrower than before. In the state of Pennsylvania, Bob Casey's projected to beat Lou Barletta around a 9%. In the state of Ohio, Sherrod Brown is projected to beat Jim Reneke around a 5.5%. Let's move into the lean column. In the lean column, for the Republicans, there are only one, Missouri. Josh Hawley is expected to beat Claire McCaskill around a 1.5%. And there's a recent polls that Josh Hawley's leading around I think it was 4%. But I think he'll win around a 1 to 1.5% to Claire McCaskill. Republicans are now where they left off. There's still 9 in the toss-up. Let's move into the lean Democrat. Michigan, Debbie Stabenow is projected to beat John James around a 4%. John James has really went up in the polls in the latest 2 weeks. Debbie Stabenow was in the lead around a 20%, and now she's only leading around 6 to 7. But I think John James is gonna, with his momentum, it's gonna carry on till tomorrow. And this will be a win for Debbie Stabenow around a 4.5%. In the state of West Virginia, there's a bunch of new polls that showed up on the RCP, moving it into the toss-up column. Joe Manchin's expected to beat Patrick Morrisey around a 4%. Before, this was going to be around a 4.5% to 5%, but this is narrowing out right before Election Day. In the state of New Jersey, Bob Menendez is expected to beat Bob Hugin by around a 4.5%. Bob Menendez was not doing too well for a while and is actually starting to pick up his lead in the final days of the midterm election. We're going to move into the tilt column. These 6 states could really move in any direction, but this is very in favor for the Republicans currently. In the state of Florida, Rick Scott is expected to beat Bill Nelson in my prediction around a 0.3%. This is a very close state, but with the recent turnout in Florida with 3.2 million votes casted in early voting and 6.1% lead in early voting for Republicans, this is very good for Rick Scott. This is also good in the governor and in the House elections. For a tilt Democrat state of Montana, John Tester's going to beat Matt Rosendale around a 0.9%, 0.85%. This is a very close state as well. After the independent dropped out and gave his support to Matt Rosendale, this really boosts his lead a little bit, and this moved into the tilt column. And now this is not looking good for John Tester. He could easily lose this race or easily win this race, really. It's very hard to tell. For another tilt Republican state, the state of Arizona, Republicans are doing very good there in early voting. They're leading around, I think it was 15%, but new polls showing out that Martha McSally's in the lead, and then this is in RCP. Martha McSally is heading back up in the polls. This is plus 2 seats now for the Republicans. This is not looking good for the Democrats. The state of Nevada. Nevada is really going to go either way. In RCP, it's expected to go to the Republicans, but I think with the more turnout for the Democrats and early voting could boost Jackie Rosen's lead. And Dean Heller's the least popular senator, so I really think that Jackie Rosen could flip this seat. This is the first Democrat flip of the day. In the state of Indiana, this is also expected to go to the Democrats very narrowly. Joe Donnelly is going to beat Mike Brown around 8.4%. This is a very close state. It's really back and forth, but I think that Joe Donnelly has a little bit more momentum. This is the end of my prediction. Don't forget to... Oh, wait. There's one more seat left. Minnesota special is supposed to go lean, and this is supposed to go to the Democrats around 3%. So now there's 47 Democrats, 2 that are independent that caucus with them, and 53 Republicans. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my final prediction tomorrow. It'll be on election night. Thank you for watching.